Gently working across the eyelid, down the lashes, and around. She's a perfect client because she has no eye makeup on. And then rinsing the eyes. Now from here, if I had a steamer, I could turn the steam on, but I wouldn't want the steam in contact with the skin just yet because we're gonna start the double cleanse routine. And in the double cleanse, we always use pre-cleanse first. Pre-cleanse, you need the oils in the product to bond like a magnet to all the oils that are on the skin before we add any type of water. Water will emulsify it, and then we're not gonna get that bonding and that connection with the oil molecules that we're wanting. So I'm gonna take the pre-cleanse about a quarter's worth into the palm of my hand. Come over and apply that to the décolleté, to the throat, chin, and work my way up the face to the temples. Now I'm going to spread the product 3 times, making sure the entire face, neck, and décolleté are covered with pre-cleanse. Let me know when I begin my actual routine if it looks familiar. It's very possible that because of your instructor's history with Dermalogica, that you actually learn our cleansing routine, even though you don't carry the product here. So I'm going to come down to the right shoulder. We begin roll patting all the way across 3 times. Then we move up to the jawline. Frictions along the jawline. And as we're cleansing, I'm paying attention to texture, I'm paying attention to temperature in the skin, and my pressure is nice and light. You don't want to use a lot of pressure during cleanse or you're going to pre-sensitize the skin. Moving my way around the lips, the chin, and now I'm going to come up to the cheeks. Her texture is phenomenal, you guys. Her skin feels so good. As I get over to the nose, now I can feel a little bit of a rougher texture, some congestion, and that's because she's an oilier skin in the T-zone, and that's normally where we're gonna find that. Moving to the temples, put a little bit of pressure and off. Now I would add steam and then I would add water. Did that cleanser routine look familiar to anybody?
Yeah.
For some of you? Okay.
When you said you're looking for temperature, why are you looking for temperature?
It's a great question. So when the skin is warm, it usually indicates that there's underlying inflammation. So sometimes there's going to be sensitivity that's not quite surfaced. That means we have to use caution in those areas. If I do anything too aggressive, then I can create more wound, more trauma, which can lead then to scarring and things down the road. Also, if we are working on a client that has darker skin, sometimes you can't pick up on the red tones quite as much. And so it's really, your touch is going to be key to be able to tell what's going on underneath. We use sponges to remove product. You can use sponges, 4x4s, towels. It's totally up to you. How you doing? Okay, so once we can finish the first cleanse, now we move into what's called face mapping. So ideally we would have a mag lamp over our client's skin so that we can really magnify the area and take a look at what is happening at a closer level. This is where we start to personalize that treatment and bring in more of that human touch. So starting on the forehead, I want to really pay attention to the texture of the skin. So it is a little more on the coarse side, so some exfoliation at home would be beneficial for her to help smooth this out. I can also see some hyperpigmentation along the forehead. She's wearing an SPF, but she might not have worn it her entire life. Who knows how long ago she started wearing it. And she said it's a lower SPF number. So I want to start protecting the skin more so that this darkness does not become accentuated and she ends up with a very dark patch across the forehead. As I move down the nose, I can pick up on the oil. What, baby? Is it? Ah, it's her birthmark. Okay. So make sure then you definitely protect it, okay? Because there is melanin in a birthmark, and so that will get darker. As I move down to the nose, I can feel some oil along the nostrils, a little bit of a rougher texture due to some microcomedones. Easily we can extract those, smooth that out. Not going to be a problem. Now we're coming down to the cheeks. Texture is incredibly smooth. I do see some dehydration though in the cheeks. And this is where she's experiencing that a lot of that dryness and flakiness. She has some light hyperpigmentation and just a few comedones. So extractions would be good for her skin. As I move down around the mouth, there is some darker patches around the mouth. This indicates a hormonal imbalance, which we know that is going on because she's on the thyroid replacement. So I know that there is a hormone imbalance. I'm not surprised to see some hyperpigmentation around the mouth. Moving down to the jawline, feels fabulous. For her stress levels, she should have breakouts through here. She does not. Everything looks good and feels wonderful. She's got a small breakout near the corner of the jawline, near her ear. This is probably from hair product more than anything. As I move down the neck and the décolleté, texture feels really good. Now, are you bringing your products all the way down? No. Okay. Well, it feels great, so you got genetics working for you, girl. They're definitely doing you a favor right now. But yeah, start protecting that. Yes?
I saw when you were going near her cheek, you were like not, is that how you just
Check for dehydration, yeah. So if everyone squeezes the skin together on your arm, if it looks crepey like the skin on an onion, that's dehydration. Most of us are dehydrated. Pretty much everybody is dehydrated. Can they hear? Are they zooming in on me? So that crepiness is dehydration. Not to mention the sunspots. Just fidgeting. So let's go into the second cleanse. I'm going to take Dermalogica Special Cleansing Gel. This is our top selling cleanser worldwide. It's a foaming gel cleanser for all skins, but fabulous for more of a combination skin, which is exactly what our client has. So I'm going to add water, create nice foamy frothy consistency, and go through my cleansing routine again. So ideally what we're looking at is that a double cleanse with your skin analysis should take you around 10 minutes. Then you would go into what is called resurfacing. Resurfacing is that professional exfoliation. That should take you around another 10 minutes. From there, you would move into extractions if your client needs them. You get a 10-minute window for that. Then massage. But for Dermalogica, our massage is called a touch therapy, and they're also 10 minutes long. So every step in our treatment is around 10 minutes. And when you do all of the steps, you're looking at a 60-minute service that's fully customized. Or if I was only doing a 30-minute service, then I would double cleanse. I would bring in a step that's going to create the biggest result for my client. Then I would go into my final steps of toner, moisturizer, and sun protection. Does that make sense?
I wanted to ask, so since you personalize everything that you do on someone's skin, how do you recommend the take-home products? Is it whatever helps them the most?
Yep. Okay. So what we recommend when it comes to take-home products is the very first thing that you prescribe needs to be the thing that's going to change their skin the most. For example, her biggest concern is that dryness on her cheeks. So the very first thing I'm going to prescribe would be more of a hydrating serum or a hydrating mask to target that main issue right there. I'm not going to try to change her cleanser and her moisturizer. She can use those until they run out, and then I'll come up with a different plan for her. So instead of trying to replace what they have, unless I feel like what they have is causing the problem, we just try to focus on adding things that are going to make that biggest result for them. Does that make sense?
So you would, as far as the products that they're already using at home, if they are causing issues, would you just kind of wait and see after so many visits of them returning if they're having the same issue, or what would you look for?
So let's say she was using a foaming gel cleanser from the drugstore. Foaming gel cleansers from drugstores tend to be very alkaline, and if she was complaining to me about the dryness on her cheeks, I would know that that's a trigger, so I would want her off of that. CeraVe is not, it's more creamy, so I'm not worried about that being the cause, which is why I'm like, okay, might as well just use it up, and then I'll transition her to a Dermalogica cleanser at her next treatment. So it really just depends on the information that I'm gathering on how I would address that. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So we've gone through that first cleanse, or that double cleanse. Now we're gonna move into our resurfacing. For Dermalogica resurfacing, you have 6 different products you can use for professional exfoliation. Some of them are gonna be more mild for the sensitive skins, and some of them are gonna be on the stronger side, and then I can also mix them together. So you're looking at really about 10 different exfoliation options in your back bar. And we have a chart that literally will guide you through what to use, who it's for, and then this is how you would use those mixtures. I definitely want to bring in some hydration on the skin. I want to help brighten a little bit of the hyperpigmentation, and then I want to help to smooth out the areas where there is more roughness and congestion. So what I'm going to do today is take our top selling daily microfoliant, which is made of a rice bran brightening powder. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon into my cup. And I'm going to add water to that and mix this together. Yes, honey?
When you say micro, you said earlier microcomedones,
Uh-huh.
are you referring to like texture?
So microcomedones are basically blackheads that are very, very tiny. So they're considered, it's like a micro blackhead.
That's what we was trying to get
So,
on my nose.
like for me, I have extremely textured skin. Would you say that is microcomedone?
I'd have to look at it and feel it to say.
Okay.
Will it also be considered like squeeze
And that's it, just kill me today. Yeah. Yeah. But when it oxidizes, it turns like a brown and black. Okay, so I've added some water to the daily microfoliant, frothing this product up. So mixing it together, and then I'm going to add into it an oil-based hydroxy acid and vitamin exfoliant. Now, originally I wanted to do just the vitamin exfoliant straight on her skin, but knowing her stress levels, knowing the hormone imbalance, that right there are signs that her barrier might be a little impaired. And when she uses strong things on her skin, she already has reactions, correct? So I don't want to go strong. I want to build her tolerance up. So I'm taking something mild, mixing it in with something strong, so it becomes more of a moderate or medium level of exfoliation. Does that make sense for everybody? Yeah? So what I have here is a rice bran powder, which is going to be very brightening. There's also salicylic and papain in here. And I'm going to add to this Dermalogica's multivitamin power exfoliant, which is an oil-based exfoliant with lactic, salicylic, and retinol, as well as 22% vitamins. So this is more for mature skin, dry skin, sun-damaged skin, signs of aging when I use it by itself. But if I'm wanting to just get the benefits of it without being too aggressive, I mix it right on into that daily microfoliant.
I have a question. I thought that you're not supposed to mix retinol with salicylic acid or any like vitamin A's or C's.
It's gonna depend on the formula base, and it's gonna, so like that's an oil base, so you can do a lot more with it.
Okay.
When you have waters in, if you have water within the component of those ingredients, then water will dilute the efficacy of certain things. But with the oil base, you're not getting any dilution.
Okay, so this won't affect her skin or like make her need more sunscreen or anything?
Any exfoliation, you need more sunscreen, regardless. Even if it's just like a super, super mild scrub, we wanna make sure we use more sunscreen. All right, you ready, baby? So bringing in our customized blend. It's gonna feel a little tingly probably, but it should not be too uncomfortable. I'll check in here in just a minute to see how she's doing. Now this is designed to actually be manipulated like a scrub. We could use steam with it. What's cracking me up is her skin is so thirsty, it's literally just like drinking it. So I'm gonna come in now and manipulate this across the skin for about 2 to 3 minutes is all I need to do. If I was using the oil-based exfoliant by itself, it could stay on the skin up to 7 minutes. But since we're doing a milder version, it's not gonna be on the skin for quite as long. Kayla, how is it feeling? Give me on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, you feel nothing. 10, it's extremely uncomfortable. What would you say?
I hear like
A 4? Okay. And as long as she's under a 5, then I'm completely comfortable with what is going on. There's high percentages of acids. We're gonna experience some type of prickly, stingly type of sensation. I like to say spicy to the clients. It might feel a little spicy. That's normal. Burning is something we don't want. Now I do have a favor. Probably one of you would be easiest if you could grab my bowls and give me some fresh water would be awesome.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Let's say she did say an 8 or a 9, would you use that oat milk based product that you showed us to kind of like soothe the skin? Or would you take it off?
I would actually, so I would take it off and then I would go in with our calming cleanser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we do have an oatmeal mask. I wouldn't follow, because that is an exfoliant, I wouldn't follow with another exfoliant, even though it is calming.
Yeah.
But you are totally on the right direction as far as how ingredients work. Oatmeal is the way that you want to address that. So after 2 to 3 minutes, what I can do is go in with a little bit of pre-cleanse. This is going to help stop the activity of the product, and then I can add some water and rinse it all off. You doing okay still? She's fidgety, she moves around a lot. All right, so we're just waiting on our bowl of water to come back. So I want to offer out a couple raffle gifts. First question I'm going to ask y'all, see if you remember. What came first, Dermalogica or the International Dermal Institute?
the international oh, sorry, the international
International Dermal Institute?
Yes.
Excellent, come up and get a prize. So I've got little gift sets here you can pick one from, or I have a Dermalogica pillowcase, a Dermalogica towel, a Dermalogica toiletry bag. Pick a couple of the small ones if you want. Yep, that's under eye and face serum. Woo, baby. My ADD is kicking in, I better get focused. So one of the things you should notice when I remove the exfoliant is her skin should look brighter. There should be a little bit more glow in the skin. And texture-wise should be smoother. All right, another question. What does Dermalogica call their skin analysis method?
Face mapping?
Good job, come get a prize, babe.
No.
So what I'm going to do next is just tease you with one of with our signature massage called a pressure point massage. I'm going to use a small amount of water-based aromatherapy and apply this to the skin. It's more of a lavender blend. It also has sandalwood, eucalyptus. So it's going to help calm stress levels, reduce tension. I'm going to then follow with a brightening serum that contains niacinamide and something called hexyl resorcinol, which is going to degrade the melanin in the skin and control the melanogenesis process. I'm going to use this on her forehead.
Can I take a picture of what you're using?
Yeah, as soon as we get done, come up and take a picture of all of it, for sure. Then I'm going to use hyaluronic acid serum. Now our serums are what we call ion active, meaning they partner with electric modalities. Do you get to use microcurrent or galvanic or anything like that here at school?
Yes.
Okay, Cosmos, do you get exposed to any of those?
Not really.
So what we do with Dermalogica, one, we teach you how to use those modalities if you're not familiar with them. But we have products that are specially designed to match with the electric current and pull those active ingredients deeper into the skin. So just to show you a couple of steps from our massage, and then we'll finish up the treatment. Dermalogica has 5 different touch therapies. We have an acupressure, we have a lymphatic drainage, we have, we have 7 different ones now. We have a gua sha stone, we have an age reversal touch therapy, we have a sensitive skin touch therapy. So there's a variety of different ones. We also then have, through the International Dermal Institute, a 20-minute European massage, which is actually internationally recognized. So you can learn all of these massage techniques through our websites. The signature one that is really core to Dermalogica is our acupressure. So we begin on the forehead. We press down towards the ground, forward towards the toes, release our pressure, and then we drain up to the hairline. Kayla, how does that pressure? Okay, would you like more or less? Fine? Okay. I'm gonna lift off, come back and repeat that again.
You said this is lymphatic?
Yeah, actually, I hope my son has allergies really bad and I'll do this at night.
I try to do it to myself.
It doesn't work, I know. What was that question?
Oh, I just asked if it was lymphatic drainage and they said.
So when I press, it's the acupressure. When I drain, it's lymphatic drainage, and then we incorporate aromatherapy, so it's a combination of all 3. How many of you get sinus pressure and sinus buildup, especially from like allergies? So one of the best moves for that is around the nose. You take your middle finger and you cushion it over your index finger, and you press on the upper bridge of the nose, like right where my glasses sit and touch the bridge of my nose on the side. That's where I'm going to press. So you press in, and then you drain very, very light as possible, under the eyes, all the way towards the top of the ears. We have lymph nodes, temporal lymph nodes we're draining towards. So you press and you drain. Then you come down by the nostrils, and you're going to not close the nostrils, you're gonna scoot out just about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, and you're gonna press down to the ground and actually hook up into your cheekbone. We have a little notch in our cheekbone that you can feel. So I wanna hook up into the cheekbone, makes my client's nose curl, and then drain under the cheek to the bottom of the ear. So press, hook, drain. But your drain needs to be lighter, like lighter than a feather, even on the skin. When you look at the science of skin, you've got your skin, so you've got like your epidermis, and then you go into the dermis, right? Your lymphatic vessels are here, closer to the surface. Blood vessels are lower. If you're performing lymphatic drainage, you don't want to put so much pressure that you pass the lymphatic vessels and now are affecting the blood vessels. You only want light touch to affect the lymphatic vessels. Does that make sense? Another step is on the jawline, so draining back on the jaw, taking the client's ears, massaging the earlobe, massaging the spine of the ear and in front of the ear, and draining back.
Does that movement does it help with TMJ?
It does have an impact on TMJ, but we have another massage where you actually use the heel of your hand and 3 different pressure points along the mandible, which is phenomenal for that.
Can I ask what that is, the TMJ?
TMJ, it's tubular mandible jaw syndrome, and so it's basically like you get lockjaw and you get tons of cramping in your jaw. It tends to happen a lot when we're younger, and if you grow really fast. It happened to me when I was like in 6th grade. Like it was, and your jaw will literally like get locked, and you're all and for people who also grind their teeth at night or clench their jaw at night, especially if they're stressed, so she possibly does that. Massaging with the heel of your hand right in this region here helps to release that tension. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So going back to the massage, I just wanted to tease you with a couple of the steps. We would then do some lymphatic drainage, taking the lymphatic fluid down to the clavicle, helping to detox the body. There's more pressure point involved. There's neck stretching involved, shoulder stretching involved, but for time purposes, she's gonna get cut short on all of that. Then from here, we would go into applying possibly some serums, again, some more masks, using machines, And then you finish up with your toner, your moisturizer, your sun protection. So we're gonna finish with our antioxidant toner. What antioxidants are gonna help quench any free radicals that are in the skin. She has a high stress level, she has free radicals in the skin. So we wanna make sure that we treat that. Then I brought with me 2 different serums. I brought what's called Smart Response Serum, which helps soothing, firming, hydration, and brightening. Then I brought what's called Biolumin C Serum, which helps with anti-aging. It also helps with dryness in the skin, and then also helps with hyperpigmentation. So I could kind of go either direction. I'm thinking, because she just has a variety of different things going on, I'm gonna use the Smart Response Serum. The Smart Response Serum with the active ingredients will turn on and turn off when her skin needs it. So it actually listens to messages in the skin. Maybe I'm not using this because it's possibly empty. Yep, I'm not. Smart Response Serum, the active ingredients turn on and turn off whenever your skin needs them. So they're not constantly working, it's only giving you what you need when you need. All right, so we're gonna use our vitamin C serum instead. Then we can go in with moisturizer and sun protection. So I brought our top selling products. This is actually the #1 selling product overall. It is moisturizer, SPF 50, and anti-aging. Then I also brought Prisma Protect, which is what I'm going to use today. Prisma Protect is better for more like a combination skin, moisturizer and an SPF of 30. And it also helps create a glow to the skin. So she's going to have a nice hydrated, brightened glow to the skin afterwards.
If you wanted to use Dermalogica for your own business, is there, I know that when you buy stuff, there's a certain amount you have to buy.
So we do have opening orders. They tend to change every couple of months depending on what promotions we're running. I would say you're looking at a minimum of 1,000 for an opening order with Dermalogica. And that is because we require you to retail as well as professional. It is about the big business plan and the whole concept of being successful, more so than it is about just adding a few things to your back bar. So we could always, sit down, talk, we'd go over the benefits, there's payment plans, there's all these different things. If you couldn't come up with 1,000 right away, there's ways to figure that out. And then what we also do sometimes is I would have you go to like Salon Centric, get yourself started. And as then the money is rolling in and you create little savings, and then as soon as you have that money, sign the dotted line and we get you started. All right, so we have gone through the double cleanse. I showed you our face mapping, teased you a little bit with our pressure point massage, went through exfoliation. Remember, I've got about 10 different exfoliation options, but I designed it exactly to what her skin needs. And then we finished off with toner, moisturizer, and sun protection. What did you think of the treatment? Feel good?
Yeah, her skin looks really good.
So I'm gonna have her sit up in a minute and show her skin off to all of you. Did you want to do a close after, since I know you did the before? I'm just gonna come to.
I have a question.
Yes.
On like the massages, so like very close massages and they drain like the fat. They're like, oh, I got so regenerate.